welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who only cares about nugs, chillin', and grindage. It's Jake Lewitt.
Hey, buddy.
Yes! Listen, man.
I'm not entirely sure what all of those things you said are. I'll be honest.
Listen, man.
I've got an idea, but I'm not sure. There's across the internet various options of what nugs could actually mean.
Listen, if you're edged because I'm wheezing all your grindage, just chill. Because if I had the whole Brady Bunch thing happening on my pad, I'd go grind over there. So don't tax my gig so hardcore, Cruster.
You gotta make up your melons. Come on.
So, all right, grindage is food.
Yes, and chilling is just chilling out, relaxing.
Yeah, and then Cruster is just kind of like, you know, a negative. It's like don't be a dork or a jerk, right?
Yeah.
But nugs can mean a lot of things. Because there's a caveman nug, Betty Nugs, right?
Yeah. And
then there's the nugs fully loose when he's talking about that woman. No, wait, just when he's talking about walking, he says the nugs fully loose. So there's two different definitions of nugs right there.
See, I had assumed it was women.
Yeah.
Just throughout entirety, just women.
Because he does say nugs.
He does. And this is based nugs. On the credits where you have, as you say, you have Cave Nug as a credit. and various people are credited as Fresh Nug, which
really? That's funny.
Sorry for them.
Oh, I didn't look in the credits.
Two women are credited as Mountain Nug.
I think that really captures their spirits and doesn't objectify them at all.
Yes, I'm sure their parents are very proud.
Hey, let's stay for the credits, you know?
Yeah.
You know what, though? I would love to be, like, Dude Nug in one of these. I would love it.
I think I'm okay that I don't have a credit in this film.
I would love to be Henchman Nug.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You could be, a Flotsam or a Jetsam. Nug kind of thing.
So we had this conversation years ago where I said, hey, have you watched a Pauly Shore movie? You said you never watched a Pauly Shore movie.
My response was, what's a Pauly Shore?
Yeah. What is that? Who is that? And then we did a podcast about Home Alone, which you should listen to because it's great. We talk about fists being filled with bricks, I think.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. And then we talked about it more, and so you finally decided. And for me, I didn't want to get you going immediately on a son-in-law or a In the Army Now or a Jury Duty or a Biodome because those are Pauly Shore vehicles. I kind of wanted to introduce you to Encino Man, which is kind of like a movie featuring Pauly Shore. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. But from what I've heard, this is the best film featuring him. Certainly the highest rated one that made the most money. And that doesn't bode well for the rest of them. Gotta say.
You know, with inflation, I accounted for inflation. This movie made $72.8 million in the States.
That's insane.
On this all with inflation on a $14 million budget. So let's say marketing
Did it make anything anywhere else?
No, just here. Yeah. And just here, like, so let's say $6 million. So I mean, it probably pulled in a $50 million profit. This movie.
Yeah. If you told me this film got made for 10 grand. I'd believe it.
Now, the thing is, all these Pauly Shore movies, if you look at the box office, they paid for themselves. So people think these movies are, you know, some people kind of think they're abominations, but I kind of love them. And they all, if you combined all of them with their budgets, with, you know, let's add in some for marketing, these movies made a profit.
Yeah. Well, not in the UK, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
because I don't think Pauly Shore is known anywhere outside of America. Well, or at least not in my experience.
In the Army Now was nominated for a BAFTA.
What?
Yeah. Best performance, male, Pauly Shore. Oh, and Lori Petty got nominated for Best Supporting. 2 BAFTA awards for this movie.
Okay, I take it back. It's just seems to be me that's never heard of them.
I thought it was crazy that My Left Foot beat it out.
Okay. That's a strong opinion to have, Mark.
Oh, that I will not go public with that opinion, by the way. That will not reach print.
The other thing, in the Army Now was up for BAFTAs.
Yeah. No, it's a total lie.
Okay, fine. Good.
But there,
You had me going for a minute.
Oh, I had you go. That's amazing. You were like, I'm gonna watch it now. There is a moment though in the Army Now where they're scouting out this other base. So they join him and Andy Dick join the reserves because they want to open up a stereo shop, and he's gonna blow. They're targeted it, and he's gonna shoot this rocket launcher at this base. And he's like, suck on this one time, and he shoots the rocket backwards. And it just flies and then blows up in the sand. That's a good bit right there.
Yeah. I doubt that's the first time someone's fired a rocket backwards in a film, but it generally gets a laugh.
Oh wait, all right, then
What happens in Tintin.
All right, so how about this? You and I got to do a podcast about shooting rockets backwards, or just shooting rockets in general. Commando.
Okay. Yeah. See, Tintin is where my mind goes to in terms of firing a rocket backwards. Because Captain Haddock does that on the motorbike.
Oh, I gotta watch that. I own that movie. I love that movie. I haven't watched it in a long time.
It's really underrated.
Well, why is it not more popular?
I think it's because of the whole Uncanny Valley thing.
Got it.
Because in my opinion, it's better than it's one of the better Indiana Jones films. It doesn't have to have Indiana Jones in it. Like, it's better than Temple of Doom. It's better than Crystal Skull. But it's just because it's that animation style, and most people I come across just didn't bother to see it. They just figured, oh, Spielberg made a cartoon. I'll skip that.
It's a good yarn.
It's really fun.
I like adventures like that. I like movies with maps, or when they're hunting something, or when they're traveling around the world.
By map.
Yeah. You see across the world, there's the dots like Indiana Jones. Any movie that features that, like I think Monty Python had that. Didn't they get attacked by a secret? Any movie with a map and traveling on it, I'll watch.
Yeah, me too. I'm there. I love that kind of thing, and I love like in the Muppets when they travel by map. That's the method.
That's another podcast, me and you.
We got a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, we're gonna be busy. What are you doing in the next month?
I'm sure I'll find some time.
All right, so I did a lot of research on this movie, and I kind of wanted to get into it, because if they're listening to this podcast, you've seen the movie, so people don't really quite need a play-by-play. So I just want to drop some interesting data on you before we get talking about the movie. So this isn't quite data, but it was Les Mayfield directed it. He also directed Miracle on 34th Street, Flubber, Blue Streak, American Outlaws, The Man with Sam Jackson and Eugene Levy, and then Codename The Cleaner. And the woman who wrote it, Sean Shep, she also wrote Son-in-Law, and she wrote Drumline.
And she appeared in The Terminator.
That's right. So she has written 3 profitable movies. How do you feel about that?
I still don't like that you're calling this film good, or you're using profitable in a positive. It's like, this film's positive because it's profitable. Because there's been a lot of terrible films that have made a lot of money.
All right, so I was looking at BuzzFeed, and they said it was 24 out of 24 of the classic 90s movies. So it placed last.
Okay.
You know that Jim Carrey and Nick Cage were considered for the Link role?
Yeah, I can see Jim Carrey in it. Nick Cage, it would be a very different film.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Very different. I would watch that film. But it feels like it would be just another kind of step on the Jim Carrey ladder, where he would go a more comedic direction than Brendan Fraser takes. But I can see him doing it.
Do you know how many clips we would have now of that?
There'd probably be a sequel. There was a straight to TV sequel, but there'd be there'd be an Ace Ventura 2 version of this.
I mean, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
And there's a Goonies reunion in this movie. What'd you think about that?
I'm not the biggest Goonies fan.
Oh. Data and Mikey.
But yeah, Data and Mikey both in it. This is the only film that's like a Goonies reunion, I think I read. No 2 actors from the Goonies have ever appeared on screen anywhere other than in Encino Man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I'm racking my brain right now. When you were saying that, I just immediately went, all right, Brolin's got to be in there with somebody.
Apparently not. Like, not even Joey Pants or Robert Davi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Davi's been in everything.
And Joey Pants. They're both in.
Yeah. Oh, Joey Pants.
I can't believe those two haven't been in something together again. But no. Apparently it's never happened.
Those two would be perfect together, Joey Pants. I feel like I've seen them in 8 movies together.
Right, but it's just the Goonies. They just work so well as brothers.
Wow.
We talked last time about doing a Home Alone remake. Joey Pants and Robert Davi as Harry and Marv.
They'd be perfect.
Yeah.
I could picture Joey Pants wearing the little ski cap that Joe Pesci wears.
Absolutely. And he could really do the kind of the Muttley. Yeah.
He's born for that.
Yeah.
Man, geez Louise. Let's just talk about that. But
I will always bring it back to Home Alone. Doesn't matter what we talk about, I will bring it back to Home Alone. It'll happen at least twice more today.
I love our theory, though, about her fists were filled with something. Her fists hit harder than brick. Or her fists... What was it? A bag of bricks?
It's the paint cans. The paint cans.
Oh, the paint can was filled with that woman's fists.
Yes, because the paint cans were harder than the fists, but the fists were harder than brick. I think it was, yeah. Because the paint cans can take out teeth.
Oh my gosh. All right, so this will make you happy. This movie won a Razzie Award for Best New Star for Pauly Shore.
Good. Okay.
Very good. However, this movie, Rotten Tomatoes, they just released a thing, Rotten Movies We Love, and Son-in-Law and Encino Man were featured on that list. So Rotten Tomatoes.
What score does Encino Man have?
15.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that.
Let me tell you something. I agree with the 15%. I'm not arguing that. And I do think that Sean Astin's character is a big turd. I like him as an actor, but he's very entitled. He hounds after this poor woman, and she somehow likes him at the end. I'm like, no.
Well, I'm not a big fan of Robin either. I think they're perfect for each other at the end of this. Their relationship is not going to last. It's not going to last the night, but he's just pining. I think if you asked him, he'd say that he was in the friend zone, but he's not even that. He's in the not even thought about zone. He's in the once shared a bathtub when they were babies zone and haven't really spoken to each other since.
And he keeps showing that picture.
He keeps showing that picture, which this guy has no game. He has no idea what he's doing. But she is just leading him on the entire way. Like he'll smile at her and she'll smile back, but she's got no interest.
Yeah, none
at all. So she's leading him on. He's eager to be led on. They're perfect for each other, and I don't like either of them.
Oh, I love it. That's perfect. Wow.
If anything, like for me the high point of the film is her previous boyfriend Matt. He's a complete twat. I agree. Like, there's nothing good about him, but his performance and his character were the most fun things to watch in the entire film.
I mean, he's one of the guys that's in the epic scene in Wayne's World where they're singing Bohemian Rhapsody in the car.
No way.
Yep, he's one of those guys.
Oh my god.
I wrote down some of these lines. So the boyfriend, when he walks up to her, the guy's name is, let me see, Matt Wilson. So he walks up to Sean Astin and he goes, "Some of us pump, some of us slump. You should try to pump."
Yeah, I wrote that down too.
And then the best line. Oh, sorry if I took that from you, but did you write down his other one that I loved?
Well, his delivery of the word "shush" is wonderful.
Shush.
Shush.
I mean, that's a performance. He, of all the unlikable boyfriends I've ever seen, I like him the most.
Or even when they're just sat in the class and like, Dave smiles at Robin smiles back, he just kind of pushes into frame, shakes his head no. It's like he's aware of where the camera is.
And he's also pretty smart too, because remember when they ask him a question, he goes, "Glacier." Like he knows, he listens in class. Their teacher is very engaging, I want to say, in the beginning when he's talking about Cro-Magnon Man. He's very, he does a good job, this teacher.
Oh yeah, well it's Rick Common from like Groundhog Day.
Yep.
And a million other things.
But he does a good job.
Yeah. I really like that guy.
So not only does he, he says, good lines, but then he looks at the camera and then he also says he knows answers to questions. He participates in class.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted you."
Well, it's just, if he just wasn't such of a kind of, well, he's a bully is the problem. Like, if he wasn't a bully, he'd be the hero of the film. He'd just be like the most popular guy in school, justifiably, but he has to kind of take it too far and bully Dave whenever he has the opportunity.
I mean, the thing is, though, Dave is always being squirrely around his girlfriend. Now, she's not a threat at all, so he could just leave it alone. But Dave, remember Dave makes that comment to him, too, before he hangs him up on the wall. He's like, "Oh, your mom." So Dave, when they staple him to a wall, he didn't exactly help himself in that situation.